So cool to actually be welding on a ship that the Rosies had a hand in building when they're sitting there on the dock watching us.
They're like my celebrities, and I realized they actually know my name. I thought I was it. I am the shit right now.
Whenever I introduce a modern-day Rosie, a tradeswoman, to another Rosie, it's like sparks flying.
Really, it started roughly about 2 years ago. We had been invited to an event close by, and we got a tour of the ship.
The Red Oak Victory ship is the last remaining ship that was made during the World War II home front, and that was made in part by women.
She was a commissioned Navy vessel. She returned here in May of 1946 and sailed another 24 years until 1968, when she went into the mothball fleet.
The bigger picture, not just this ship, was this entire empire. The shipyards brought people in, the population quadrupled.
As we're walking around, as welders do, we're sitting here critiquing every little thing. I was like, I could do that.
That was kind of the first seed.
I watched as Renee and Angel both lit up, and they said, I would love to get an opportunity to come and repair this piece of American history that original Rosies did. And we spoke with people, we made some connections.
Emails started flying. We started getting people from the Richmond Museum Association involved. Our Boilermaker Women at Work committee, they immediately just rallied behind it and were so excited. They all wanted to be here 100% of the time.
This is a program of the 25th anniversary, and we're so happy. We've had a whole year of exciting events. Boilermakers have been with us each step of the way.
A lot of our big donations did come in from our historical signatory contractors like B&W, who actually were the ones that built and installed the original boilers that are on this ship that still run today. We were able to get equipment, tools, consumables. All of the labor here is donated as well. We're replacing a decent-sized decking portion. They need that access in order to gain an entryway for the gun.
Right now, we're doing some maintenance so we can open up this ship for more tourists. Nobody want to come like, oh my God, it's a hole in your metal. How safe do you feel sitting on the ship, sitting on water?
At this time, the goal is to get it moved closer to the Rosie the Riveter Museum so you can experience both things at the same time.
We only have 35 volunteers, maybe 20 restoration. It's a godsend. I mean, we are so delighted, and especially when we met Renee, and she's been the ramrod of this whole thing. I've met all the Rosies, and I've talked, I think, all of them into volunteering.
Having the opportunity to mix and match everybody, no matter where their skill set is, it's been phenomenal. We're giving a lot of these women opportunities that they may not get normally in the field. We have the time to sit down with them and show them how to gouge and to put a stinger in their hand and just let them know that it's gonna be okay.
Working with Angel is awesome. She's guiding me, she's helping me, and she's giving me real life experience right now.
Being where she's at and being able to show her something she might not be able to do it in the field, I loved it. It felt good to me because I didn't have that. Made me feel like a real badass.
Introducing our original Rosies.
Rosie Jean Gibson, up here at Todd Pacific Shipyard in Seattle, Washington.
It's very encouraging to business. For a while, there was no hope of women continuing.
Every time I think about that full circle moment, I still can't stop smiling.
They are so impressed with the professionalism, the expertise, and the dedication.
The fact that we spearheaded the whole thing as Boilermakers is really something that I'm proud of. I want to make sure that no one ever forgets where it started. Tradeswomen help preserve that history because it is so rich and it's instilled in every single one of us.